Today I'll be talking about episodes 2 through 3 of RuYi's Royal Love. It's now been 6 years since RuYi married the 4th prince, and the harem has grown quite a bit. His primary consort is Langhua. RuYi is his secondary consort, along with Xiyue, who was married to him on the same day she was. The rest of the women are only mistresses, so they're not really important enough to talk about yet. So far, there are only 3 sons between them. The first one birthed by a woman who died during childbirth, second by Langhua herself, and the third by Chun, still a mistress even though she has a son. The princesses, you ask? They don't matter, they're girls. They get the news that the emperor has died and named 4th prince as his heir. Crying babies, white banners and whatnot, and Hongli becomes the next emperor. With 4th prince becoming the emperor, everyone needs to move into the palace and everyone's positions need to change. But the new emperor is in a pickle right off the bat. What to do with the previous empress? Once a prince becomes the emperor, his mother becomes Shengmu Empress Dowager, and the empress gets the higher position of Muhou Empress Dowager. Before he died, the emperor punished the empress and said he never wanted to see her again, but he never removed her title. That means she's still the empress and should now become the higher ranked Empress Dowager, and her house arrest should also probably be lifted? On the release her side, she is his mother, sort of, and RuYi's aunt. RuYi would surely be happy to see her released. On the keep her locked up side, the emperor did punish her before he died, and his adopted mom, now the Empress Dowager, hates her guts and would rather die than share the Empress Dowager position with her. The Empress Dowager also sees the dilemma. Using some food metaphors, she makes it clear to RuYi that she had better not encourage the emperor to free her aunt, forcing RuYi to hold a boiling hot dish while she goes on. And the metaphors are not subtle at all. Like, I like to cut up hot dogs to go on my mac and cheese, and if you get the empress released, I'm gonna cut you. I do love the tension in this scene though, because you just know if RuYi drops it or complains, all hell will break loose. At the same time, the empress lays on the familial guilt hard. I'm your aunt, don't you love me? Can you just watch me rot away in here? It's a tough position for RuYi to be in. When she sees the emperor next, RuYi tries to split the difference by suggesting that the emperor give the empress her proper title, but send her to the summer palace so as to avoid any confrontation between the two dowagers. The emperor is happy with that idea, but it's not good enough for the Empress Dowager, who calls her in immediately. She is such a drama queen. You know damn well she wasn't looking at anything on that bookshelf, she just wanted to turn around. She makes it clear that she will never accept sharing the title of Empress Dowager in any shape or form. She gives RuYi some poison and tells her to kill herself. Either that or kill her aunt. She won't allow both of them to live and continue supporting each other. After some serious thinking, RuYi decides she must be the one to go. She goes to see the emperor, not to tell him what his mom is making her do, but to see him one last time and say goodbye. And he couldn't be more oblivious. Like, hey man, think about this for 5 seconds. Wouldn't she obviously be under a lot of pressure from both of your moms? And she's clearly crying and practically saying, goodbye forever, I'm going to die soon.
你这个是怎么了?
Yep, probably just a cold. On the final night of the emperor's funeral, RuYi goes to see her aunt. She finds her dressed in her most regal attire, already apprised of the situation. The empress tells RuYi that all she has to look forward to is a few more years of fighting with the Empress Dowager. It's not worth RuYi dying for. She asks her to promise to become the empress one day herself to fulfill the dream of her clan. After all the crap you went through, culminating in this, is this really what you want for your niece? She starts coughing up blood and reveals that the Empress Dowager gave her poison and the same choice as well. Poor RuYi is forced to watch her die. The emperor gets the news. RuYi sends a report that it was a random, sudden death, but it takes all of 5 seconds for the emperor's servants to find out that the Empress Dowager delivered poison shortly before the empress died. Officials also start up a stink, wanting the emperor to investigate the super suspicious timing of the empress's death. The whole point of the empress killing herself was to protect RuYi from the Empress Dowager, and that can only work if the Empress Dowager doesn't feel threatened by her. So, not wanting her death to go to waste, RuYi goes to see the emperor and tells him that her aunt was simply stricken with grief. She was right there with her and there was no poison. Since RuYi is the empress's closest family member, no one can really accuse her of lying. I mean, why would she lie about the death of her aunt to protect the Empress Dowager, who doesn't even like her? She maintains her story even when she's left alone with the emperor.
皇上，臣妾方才说的都是真的。
Zhou Shun is such a good actress, so good. The emperor can see there's more to it, but the empress is already dead. RuYi has shown the Empress Dowager that she's not a threat, so really, it's best if they just leave it at that. With all of these shenanigans, there has been no time to get his harem sorted out, but now that that's settled, as first consort, Lang Hua becomes his empress. There's no question there. As for the other women, it's pretty much up to him and the Empress Dowager. Even with the empress dead, the Empress Dowager still continues to stand in RuYi's way. The emperor wants to make her a noble consort, but she won't allow it and keeps pushing for a lower and lower position. The empress is in an awkward position here as the in-between for them.
Your son says
No.
okay. Your mom says
No.
all right.
Not stopping there, the Empress Dowager tells RuYi that she has to stay locked up and mourn her aunt's death for 3 years since they were so close. What a bitter, bitter woman. Technically, the Empress Dowager is the highest power in the harem, so even if the Empress doesn't want to go along with her, she has no choice. But then she obviously can't disobey the Emperor either. The Emperor also can't be too mouthy with the Empress Dowager cause, filial piety. So, no one can do anything, and we end on a stalemate. The Empress Dowager is so petty. So petty. Like, you already killed her aunt. What is RuYi's crime now? Just being related to the woman you hate? I get that she doesn't want another woman of the Ulanara clan to become the Empress, but girl, have you met your son? Surely you know keeping them apart isn't going to make him suddenly love her less. If anything, it'll make them closer as they fight to be together. I've always thought that the whole filial piety aspect of being the emperor must be so exhausting. You're supposedly the highest power in the country, but you can't say no to your mom no matter how old you are. I know if my mom still had final say on who I was allowed to date, I'd probably die alone. Till next time, thanks for watching.